Hi there. So today we're doing your MLA citations. We're going to discuss those today. MLA citations are how you properly cite in your social studies and English classes, any information that you get. You use MLA. Science classes may ask you to use a form called APA, but today we're working with MLA, and citations are very important. So why we cite. It's legal, it's ethical, and it's fair. Um, the law says that you have to cite. If you didn't write something and you use that information, you have to quote it. You have to cite it. That's just the law. And people have gotten into some serious legal issues with that. People have been fired over that. Students have gotten suspended over that. You have to, you know, cite your sources. It's also ethical. It's just the right, it's morally and ethically correct to do this, and it's fair because if you've done the work and you created something and then someone else takes credit for it, that's not really ethical, that's not really fair. It's just like anything else. If you are part of a group project and you end up doing all the work and somebody else takes all the credit, that's not fair. If you do your homework and then someone takes your paper and crosses your name off, or uses whiteout or something and puts their name in instead, that's not fair. You did the work, you deserve the credit. While they did the work, they deserve the credit. So when you cite anytime you use a direct quote, anytime you paraphrase. So if you put it into your own words, but it's information that you got during your research that's not common knowledge. So you know that there is a moon above Earth, and there you go. That's everybody knows that there's the moon. That's what it's called. It's called the moon in English, at least. Um, that's what it is. It is there. It's above the Earth, and we have lunar eclipses and solar eclipses that the moon is part of. So we know this. This is common knowledge. Now, if you have to look up how far the moon is, that's now something that you've searched and you have to cite. If you you know that Americans went to space. You know that we had Apollo 11 that landed on the moon. A lot of these things are common knowledge. But if you're researching how many space missions were to the moon and back again, if you're researching details about which craters they landed in, those are things that you're getting information for. So unless you're a super trivia buff and you really know a lot about the moon, you need to cite where you got that. If you had to look it up, where'd you get that information from? It's that simple. If you look it up, cite it. So parenthetical citations. When you quote someone, you need to tell people immediately where you got that information. So I've used the quote, "The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog." And I create, this is a common knowledge sentence. This is a sentence that uses every letter in the alphabet. So I'm just using this as an example. So I'm saying that Smith wrote this and it was on page 43 of whatever my citation is, and we'll show you citations, the full citations, in a moment. So if I say "the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog," I'm putting it in quotes because I'm saying that Smith wrote it, and I found it on page 43. If you tell people who said it within the sentence, you still have to tell people where you got the information. So if you say John Smith once said, quote, "The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog," end quote, you still have to say 43 to say what page John Smith had that information on. So you have to have the information, parenthetical citation, and you have to have the page number or whatever other information you can get. Now, there are sites that will help you create your parentheticals. We'll go over those in a few moments. Paraphrasing. If you paraphrase, you still need to cite. So if you say someone once talked about quick foxes jumping over lazy dogs, Smith, 43. If you say Smith once talked about quick foxes jumping over lazy dogs, it's 43. You still have to say it. So you've paraphrased it. It's not the exact quote, but you're still giving credit to the person who wrote it. So creating citations, you can go to EasyBib, Citation Machine, NightCite, or Cite for Me, and there's other sites out there. There's also a place called Purdue OWL. They online writing lab. So OWL, think about Harry Potter if you want to think about that. So if you go to Purdue OWL, it has a lot of helpful stuff, but these sites will help you create your citations using the MLA format, and they will help you um, do your parentheticals as well. So when you do your works cited, that's at the end of your paper, and it says where you got the list from. So Smith, comma, John, period, Quick Foxes and Their Lazy Dogs, period, my publishing company, comma, and then the year. So the reason I'm saying comma, period, period, comma, is because there are some people who are extremely I don't know the right word for that. They really, really, really want you to make sure you've got it absolutely perfect. And punctuation is a big part of MLA. I'm not such a stickler, but there are other people out there who will like, you did not have your period in this right place, or you did not put the comma where it belongs. So I'm just warning you. There are some people who are huge sticklers for where your punctuation is. But yes, last name, comma, first name, period, the name of the book, usually in italics or underlined, followed by a period, the name of the publishing company, a comma, the year, and then a period. That's a simple book one. Unfortunately, the world is not full of simple book citations out there. So they get a little bit more complicated. And then the other thing is you have to alphabetize. So if I if I'm quoting Charlotte Bronte's Jane Eyre, well, Bronte comes before Smith, so I have to have Bronte up here. If I have someone, Yancey, if I'm quoting Yancey, Y-A-N, so then I have to have it here. So you alphabetize it. So the other thing that you have to do is reverse indent. So you're not seeing it here because this is a very short one, but the first line starts all the way to the left, and then every line after that starts a few spaces in. So, and then you skip a line and go to the next one, which starts on left indent, and that way you know exactly which citation belongs to which. They don't get confused. So last name, blah 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 blah. If it rolls around, indent, you reverse indent. And then keep going from there. And again, it has to be alphabetized. So that's it for this quickie little thing. If you have any questions, please let me know. You all know how to reach me. And if you don't, how'd you get this link? So if you have any questions about citations, you can go back up to EasyBib, Citation Machine, NightCite, or Cite for Me. These are all links to different citations machines or citation creators, or also Purdue OWL, OWL, Purdue, and then OWL. So those are places that you can go. All right. Thank you. Bye.